everyone, it's Kino here. I've gotten a lot of requests recently for hip openers. Opening your hips is a really slow, steady process. Don't rush that, don't force it. Otherwise, the tightness that might be in your hip joint will get distributed into your knee, so it's important that you take it nice and easy. One of my favorite hip openers is what I like to call the diamond stretch. So if you lean your feet forward, this is kind of a variation of Baddha Konasana. Baddha Konasana, the heels will be in close to the groin. In the diamond posture, the heels are far away from the groin, so you make a diamond shape down here. Now, your knees are a little bit off the ground. If they start to hurt you in any way, you're gonna grab a block and place it under your knees so that supports the leg and your hip flexor is not overactive. But if your knees feel okay and mine feel all right there, you can leave them right down and you can place the block right in the middle. Now, placing the block in the middle, you're gonna find your pubic bone and send the pubic bone back until you can reach your elbows down to the block. And this will help you pivot from your hip joints. If you feel comfortable here, you can remove the block, placing it to the side, coming all the way down on your elbows. After you come down onto your elbows, you can just hang out here for a few moments. This is kind of a passive stretch, although I do want you to keep the low belly sucked in, and you can allow your sitting bones to come off of the ground in the back, so you're kind of pivoting down this way. So you hold it here for a few breaths, and then after you feel comfortable, you're gonna reach your hands forward and go down, down, down until your face reaches towards your feet, and then you can rest down to the side. Keep the belly sucked in, so don't let the belly pooch out. The goal of this is not to force your head down onto your feet, but to give the hips a chance to open while sucking in the belly. The only way you can let the hips really open is by relaxing and pulling in from your pelvic floor. So close your eyes for a moment, feel the inner space of your body, and then gently bring it back up. Now, for those of you that are comfortable, I'm going to show you a way to deepen this, which is kind of advanced. If you're not comfortable here, if you're not all the way folded forward, I want you to stay just where you are. Now, when you're ready to take it a little deeper, bring your feet out and wiggle them just a little bit out, creating space. Grab hold of that block and put it between your feet, and then rest the soles of the feet right onto the block, and that'll give you a little bit of deeper access into your inner thighs and into your groins. And then again, you just rest your head down, reaching the hands forward, forward, forward. Settle it down again. The chin is down. This is a nice, easy movement. It's going to give you the deep external rotation in your hip joints, which is what you want to feel, that the ball and socket of the hip joints slide through deep inside of your pelvis. And then inhale, lift your head. When it's time to come out, slowly move yourself back. Take the block away. No fast movements. First, bring your feet gently together and then come all the way up. If you notice that one hip is a little bit tighter than the other, something else that you can do is fold one leg in and gently fold yourself down so that we move only on one side. So this is now with the right leg in and the left leg forward. This gives you a little bit of a deeper access, targeting the left side only. If you're doing this version, I recommend that you can also move away from your leg and it can just rest into the ground. If your hip is a little bit tight, this is going to be a little bit harder, perhaps a little more stressful on your knee. If you start to feel anything in the outer band of the knee or inside of the knee itself, then you want to back completely away. Okay, let's do the other side. So we take the right foot forward and the left foot in, and then pivot from the pubic bone. So pubic bone moves back, targeting more the right hip joint. So we align ourselves forward. Just stay here for a moment. Don't force, don't grab on anything. Just let gravity do the work. If you're comfortable, you're going to move away from your hip and then just let everything suck in into the infinite emptiness of your pelvis. Create the space within, all the way back into the center. Slowly come back up and easy, relax your legs. Now, let's give it a test. Did that actually work? Did the hip joints get a little bit more open? So we find the movement through the external rotation of the hip joint. So this is the diamond shape that we just made. And then if you lift that diamond shape up, right, and you keep the diamond shape, so the knee points to the side, right? So it's almost like I'm holding the diamond shape up. Then you keep that same shape to get the leg behind the head. So it's essentially the same movement. You're feeling it all release down through down through this area of the leg, down into the hip joints. All of these muscles really release, and we keep that diamond shape as we move the leg easy behind the head. Now, that same motion is very important to keep. So the knee points to the side, and we keep this diamond shape. However your back looked on the ground, that's what it's gonna look like when we're getting the leg behind the head. So if your knee pointed back, like this, up and back inside, back away, that probably means it's not ready to get your leg behind the head, so knee's gotta point over to the side. It's important that you keep that diamond shape as you're moving through that whole movement, slowly finding your way to getting the legs behind the head. So you keep the same shape that we had on the ground, and you'll slowly feel the access deep into your hip joints. Remember to do the passive stretches regularly, and you'll one day be comfortable resting with your leg right behind your head.